Hey guys, Shay here from Fool on a Journey with an Oracle deck review today. This is the Fallen Angel Oracle cards by Nigel Suckling. And I have a conflicting review because I use these cards regularly, especially as soon as it starts getting cooler in the fall. We start moving towards October. I pull these out every year. I've had them for about 3 years and I do really enjoy using them. However, I'm also willing to admit this is far from a perfect system. So let me just sort of walk you through it here. So the fallen angels come from a doctor. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this name right. It's the one at the very top of the page on the right. It's Johan Weyer. He's from the Netherlands. He sort of put together this like compendium of this list of angels that sort of continued and got passed around onto a bunch of different things. And they found their way. His list of angels got sort of stuck in a bunch of very popular books. So they became pretty well known. And essentially what Nigel Suckling did was he loved these angels so much. He decided to try to turn all of these 72 angels, fallen angels, into an oracle. With some success and some failures. So he kind of gets into a little bit about there's really no gender, so it's not really male-female energy. He talks about elements and what they kind of mean. He goes into some planets, which is interesting. And then when it gets to the layout of the cards, there's some good intros and there's always a sample interpretation, which if you're new to Oracle or Tarot, they're great. Just a 3 card and then a 5 card and then a sample reading. Then you get a Celtic cross, which he doesn't call a Celtic cross, but it is, and a sample reading. This one, the Solomon Seal, is very fascinating. I actually really like this one. So it sort of talks about, overall nature of your situation, background influence in creating the situation, immediate causes, the enemy or obstacle, attitude that you need, actions you must take, and likely outcome. And then it goes through the sample interpretation. And then there's another one that's the 7-card pyramid. And then you get into the angels. So the spreads are good. But here's sort of where we start getting into the problems with the system. So I'm going to use number 4 over here as my first example. And I'm sorry if I can't hold this page exactly steady. I am trying. So first of all, I really, really wish there was a pronunciation. Like, show me the phonetic pronunciation, please, of these angels, because I don't speak Latin. I guess other people might be able to do that well, but I certainly cannot pronounce any of these out loud. So that would be cool. But you'll notice here that it says the element is air, but the planet is the sun, which is, technically speaking, a fire. That would be a fire sign. And then when you read the description, it's a bright pillar of flame, the figure with an owl's head against a background of flames. There's just all this fire, and the card motto is revolution, and that just seems so fiery. How do we get from this fire description and the sun, which is a fire planet, to the element of air? That just does not, explain the air to me, please. I want to know more. If you're going to do this, that's fine. I'm sure he had a reason, but it's I need to know what your reason is, because to me that just did not make sense. And then we got another one here that sort of had another kind of issue. So it's the message for 11 is after a well-earned victory, beware of claiming more credit than you deserve, which that's a great message. But then why is the card motto success? Essentially the message is sort of stay humble after a victory, but then your card motto is success. That seems something that's really empowering and be full of yourself. So they just seem very, it's conflicting. It doesn't really make sense. They don't really go together, I guess is the only other word I can say. I mean, they're just, you know, and then the whole rest of the book, it's just all of the card descriptions, and then sort of just acknowledgments, you know, and that's it. So the book kind of is presenting a few problems, and then we get into some more issues with the cards. For example, so there are 72 cards total. Here is 54 and 12. They have the same keyword, which is kind of annoying, honestly. It's kind of annoying. I mean, 72, you could come up with 72 different keywords. That just seems a little bit sad, honestly. And then here is honesty, and I have 3 cards here that are all honesty. As far as cardstock is concerned, it's really very flimsy. It's pretty much just laminated paper, but it does seem to be holding up well. So, flimsy, but, oh, and there's the back, if you have not seen them. It's the same as the cover of the book. And then some more of the duplicates. 29 and 21 are both celebration. I mean, in 29 and 21, it's not even like it was one was at the beginning and one was at the end. Like, they were almost on the same page of the book. Like, it's something he definitely would have had to have seen and had to have noticed. And just decided it was okay. I don't know. I just feel like there should have been some more explanation. And then this is just super dramatic. 56 is danger. 45 is danger. 37 is danger of loss. 32 is danger. 18 is danger. And I'm actually better with the danger of loss. Like, there are a lot of different kinds of danger. Danger of loss. Danger of, you know, whatever. I mean, we could have done that. It would have changed it a little bit, at least. Instead of just danger, danger, danger. Will Robinson. You know, like, come on. Give me something. Upheaval is another one that gets repeated. So you got 57 is upheaval, 42, 35, and 20 are all upheaval. And then transformation, you have 48, 27, and then rebirth. Like that. I'm sorry, but that's just not different. That's the same to me. I feel like we could have put in just a tiny bit more effort here and come up with some different keywords. For example, we could have even done this, which would have been kind of like that danger of loss situation, where here we have 63 is quiet strength and 2 is strength and turmoil. Like, I could have been okay with something like this if they'd been more like that, but just card after card of just the same. It's disappointing because the art is so incredible, and I just feel like this screams lack of effort. So for the rest of the cards here that you have not seen yet, just roll through these, which they are essentially in order except for the ones that were duplicate that I pulled out. So I mean, the art is absolutely breathtaking. I'm not entirely, I believe he did all of the art manipulation, which is freaking phenomenal. I cannot say enough good things about this art, which is why I continue to use it. I think it's why other people continue to use it, because it is stunning to look at. And I do pull it out every single year as soon as we hit, you know, fall and October and, you know, the sort of dark times of the year. You want to pull it out because it's just, oh God, look at the purple in that. It's so good. It's so good. All of it is, except for, you know, the keywords. So essentially what I have used it for is really just intuitive. I try to kind of just ignore the names of the angels. I ignore the keywords, I just look at the picture and see what's in it, what's it make me feel like, and it turns into a total intuitive thing. I like sitting them out where I can see them. This is great art to have sitting around and out. If you're the kind of person that leaves cards sitting where you can see them, this is a great deck for that because it's fantastic to look at. But it is sad that something so beautifully done seems to also include a lack of effort as far as the guidebook and the keywords. And that is all 72. And then typically when I would do a review, I would do a spread for you, but I do not pull this deck out to do spreads. I only ever really pull one card at a time and just sit with it, see what happens, see what comes up. So I don't even want to do a spread with this. However, I do like the spreads that are in the book for other decks. So that is something that's there. You know, if you have this, it is an interesting thing to look at. If you have this deck but have never pulled out the guidebook, there are a couple of good spreads in there that are different. Essentially we have an example of somebody who had incredible artistic vision, who really loved these fallen angels and put it together into a real, just half-assed divinatory system. I think he liked the idea of divination, he liked the idea of putting all this art together, he liked the idea of the fallen angels, so he made this oracle deck. Now I know that I'm sounding very derogatory towards the system because I think the system, you know, the fallen angels as a divinatory system, I think it fails. However, the art really is beautiful. There is nothing else like it that I've ever seen. I would love for him to do something similar and create a tarot deck. I mean, it could even be something that's very, I mean, just with those color tones and that kind of art, he wouldn't even have to know tons about tarot. We would all buy it because it would be beautiful art. But just as a system, the Fallen Angels is definitely a fail. If you enjoy looking at them, I definitely encourage you to try to find them. However, it is out of print and they are typically way overpriced. So I kind of just wanted people to know, you know, if you've seen a couple of pictures but you haven't really looked into the deck yet, know what you're buying before you spend the crazy exorbitant price that most people are currently asking for on eBay and on Amazon Marketplace, just so that you know what you're getting. Because if you just go and buy them for those crazy prices, definitely upwards of $100, and then you get something and realize afterwards, wait, all of these cards are doubles, that would make you angry. That would make me very angry. Luckily, I sort of knew going in. So I do sort of want that to just be out there. So if you're looking, if you're interested, know going in that there are some faults with the system, but the art is gorgeous. And just kind of decide for yourself if that's something that you can handle or not. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will see if I can link something possibly to the Amazon where you can purchase them. But it's like I said, it's out of print and it's all Marketplace, so that will just be a question. And as always, thanks for watching.